has a wide margin of safety. You know, you can give a lot of these things and it's not going to be a problem. And so we like to use those things that are safe. Now I'm going to give you a list of some books that I believe are fairly reputable sources. I know we have them in our in our bookstore. If you can't get them in some of the bookstores, you can always call Wildwood and they'll either ship it to you or tell you how you can order it. One is called The Scientific Validation of Herbal Therapy. Scientific Validation of Herbal Therapy. It is written by Daniel Mowry, M-O-W-R-E-Y. Scientific Validation of Herbal Medicine. James Duke, Mowry, M-O-W-R-Y. James Duke has a nice book out that is called The Green Pharmacy.
That's a good one.
Now in Europe, they are using what is called the Complete German Commission E monographs. Commission E monographs. Complete German Commission E monographs. It is a therapeutic guide to herbal medicine. Therapeutic Guide to Herbal Medicine. Complete German Commission E monographs. By many people. It's like what we have here as, maybe we could say the Commission E is like the FDA or something. Now, there is another book, Principles and Practice of Phytotherapy. P-H-Y-T-O-T-H-E-R-A-P-Y. Principles and Practice of Phytotherapy. The authors, Mills, M-I-L-L-S, and Bone, B-O-N-E. Mills and Bone. Principles and Practice of Phytotherapy. Mills and Bone. There is the Encyclopedia of Natural Medicine, put out by Murray, M-U-R-R-A-Y, and Pizzorno, P-I-Z-Z-O-R-N-O, Pizzorno. Murray and Pizzorno, Encyclopedia of Natural Medicine. What? Murray, M-U-R-R-A-Y, Murray. Another good book that I like very much, in fact I teach a lot from it in our 2-year course, is Medical Herbalism. Medical Herbalism by an Englishman. His name David Hoffman, H-O-F-F-M-A-N. I like the way that book is put together. We have that in our store too. David Hoffman, Medical Herbalism. And then, you know, we've got that 5-volume set of the Encyclopedia of Foods and Medicinal Plants by Dr. George Pamplona Roger, P-A-M-P-L-O-N-A, Pamplona. Roger. It's a good book. It's a good series. They have a lot of nice books. I mean, herbs in there and foods. And I think that a lot of our teaching ministry will come from a lot of those sources. At least much of it will. And oh yeah, there are books. You know, we sell them through the ABC. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I'll bet your brother Luke has some. Isn't that physician, Brother Luke? Isn't he an Adventist?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, very nice books. Now, there's another good source. It's called Comprehensive Database. They actually put out a book, but you can also get it on the net. Now, you have to subscribe to it. It's not free. It's Comprehensive Database, and they've got all kinds of things about herbs. You know, their therapeutic efficacy, safety data, how they work, and so forth. You can just hit Natural Comprehensive Database. It's the website www.naturaldatabase.com. Now I want to tell you another nice website is James Duke. He has an excellent website, but it is very intricate. In other words, unless you've got to have the botanical name of the herb, it will give you what phytochemicals are in each herb, the parts per million of them in the herb. For physicians, like I'll use it if I've got a patient, let's say, on a beta blocker, and I want to give an herb that has phytochemicals that have beta blocker function in that herb. I'll just go to a specific site in that database. It says plants with a specific activity. I'll type in beta blocker or ACE inhibitor or whatever it is, and it'll immediately print me out a whole series of herbs that have different phytochemicals that will have that function and how much in the plant. It's amazing. God has given us more data on the botanical medicines than we have on the pharmaceutical drugs. It's amazing. That's free. And the easiest way to access it, it's a government website, and it goes on like that as far as the thing, but the easiest way to do it, go to Google, type in just James Duke. Click it, search, and then you're going to come up with a series of things, but you're looking for phytochemical, P-H-Y-T-O, chemical, / ethno, E-T-H-N-O, ethno, botanical base. Ethno, E-T-H-N-O, ethno, botanical base. Okay? Botanical. You just click on that, and then you can spend the rest of your day searching out herbs. It is quite extensive. Ethnobotanical. David Hoffman also has a nice free website. You Google Herbal Medicine Materia Medica. Herbal Medicine Materia Medicine. Health World Online David Hoffman. Now you can get it much easier if you just went on Google and put in David Hoffman Herbal Database, and you'll get it. And it's readable. James Duke is very scientific. David Hoffman, it's user-friendly. Herbal Medicine Materia Medica, M-A-T-E-R-I-A, dash Health World Online, dash David L. Hoffman.
Is that Hoffman 2 N's or one?
That is 2 N's. Okay. Also, you can now get the second edition, a 2008 edition, PDR for Herbal Medicine. I'm sorry, that's a 2004 edition, is one that I have used here. For Herbal Medicine, and you can get the 2008, the second edition for the nutritional supplements. The PDR puts out both Herbal Medicine and nutritional supplements. And they're more, they update these editions every few years. On what? Nutritional supplements? Or
you guys have a position of
well, all of your herbs here are sold as nutritional supplements in this country. They're all classified nutritional supplements. But if you're talking about I'm not going to speak for anyone but me. Do I use a lot of vitamins and supplements? No, I do not. I use the herbal agents. Now, if a person is deficient in something, I will supplement them, get them back up, just like vitamin D. But I don't tell people that you've got to stay on all these things. They're expensive. They're marketed often for profit. And you get, and finally you think you can't live without it. So I don't think that that's reasonable. You remember the statement, you'll find it in Counsels on Diets and Foods, that all the essential elements necessary to make good blood are in fruits, grains, vegetables, and nuts and seeds. Now, if it weren't, then God would be a respecter of persons. And I've thought about this. Because you go over to Africa, you go to India, you go to some of these third world countries where they have difficulty. I mean, they don't have money. They can't run down to the herb shop, pick up all these supplements and vitamins. How can they have health? Doesn't God care about their health as much as ours? And He's got to be able to give that to them through the foods and the lifestyle that they have. In fact, most of those people that are living, not in the cities of those country nations, but out in the rural areas, and they're doing their agriculture and living off the land, most of those people are much healthier than we are. Much healthier. They're in the sunlight, they're getting exercise, they're working the fields. They have little stress, they're not in those big cities with smog and polluted water and all of those things. It's interesting, I'm thinking here about like osteoporosis. Some of those countries, ladies there may take in 300 milligrams a day of calcium. And you hardly ever even hear of osteoporosis among them. Their vitamin D levels are soaring, they're out in the fields all the time, they're working hard, weight-bearing exercise. Same thing with menopause. They don't have hot flashes. They just don't have it. It's an artificial life that brings on those kinds of things. Okay. We've got a few minutes, and I'm going to just run by a few things. Colds and flu. Very common, isn't it? We just mentioned a few agents that can be used to combat viral illnesses such as colds, flu, the influenza. Everybody's concerned about the influenza epidemic in children. Echinacea.